So Nina Malkin, the author of Swoon, is having a fun little contest on her site. If you go by and leave a comment with the story of your first swoon by June 30th, you could get a free signed copy of Swoon. I've read Swoon. It's delectable. Anyway, it seemed like a really fun idea for a video, so I'm going to tell you guys the story of my first swoon. This is actually kind of embarrassing. Yes, I realize I'm the same person who claimed that Voldemort was the father of her child a couple of weeks ago, but still, just whatever. My first swoon happened in the first grade. I was head over heels for a boy named Rusty. I don't really remember much about Rusty except that he had a lot of tucked in plaid shirts in his repertoire of clothing. And he was the pick of the litter of all the first grade boys because out of everybody, he gave the best pushes on the tire swing. He would push you and spin you around so much that when you got off, you thought you were totally going to bomb. And that's seriously a big deal when you're 7 years old. I mean, nobody else could do it. It was phenomenal. He was amazing. Well, I grew up in South Carolina, and sometimes in the winter it doesn't get cold there until December or January, or sometimes it doesn't even get cold at all. I distinctly remember one year I spent New Year's Eve on the beach in shorts. Not kidding. Totally happened. But I guess this particular year, somewhere late in the fall semester of school, it's getting cold, and I had worn a dress to school that day because I was very prissy when I was young. And I'd forgotten my coat, so I didn't have anything covering my legs or anything covering my arms, and it was cold. I was cold that day. So I go out to recess because even though I was in a very dire and chilly situation, they would not let me stay inside. I don't know why. It was not cool. So I go outside for recess, and I'm sitting against the fence at the elementary school with Indian style, with my legs folded up, rubbing my arms like this, just so cold. And Rusty, that night in his shining plaid shirt, he came over, scooped up a massive pile of pine needles, and sat them on my lap, and then arranged them so I wasn't cold anymore, and came to sit right beside me. That's really romantic for a 7-year-old. I don't remember us saying anything else, and I don't remember us hanging out any other time during the year, but I remember the moment when Rusty came over with his massive pile of pine needles, and I was just thinking, oh my gosh. I just was flipping out on the inside. So that's my first swoon. If you want to earn a signed copy of Swoon, go by Nina Malkin's site and leave a comment with your own. And even if you don't want to tell her, tell me, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear.